Hi there, welcome to module number 3, where we will be discussing market segmentation. So market segmentation is really important in the overall scheme of a marketing concept because it really acts as like a bridge between analysis that you're doing as a marketing manager and action that you're doing as a marketing manager. And when we think of marketing, everybody thinks of action. So the fun promotions or naming rights or advertisements or cool partnerships for branding. But before we do any of that, we really have to do a significant amount of analysis, which we started in module number 2, where we really looked at the environmental analysis, where we did a SWOT. We looked at consumer analysis. So you have to do that analysis before you have a good idea of what you want to do with your action. And so market segmentation is where we put that into practice. So we take the research that we've already done and we try to make it say something about who we should be talking to. So in this case, market segmentation is really just the process of categorizing groups of consumers together based on their similar needs or wants. When we refer to a market, so we say, what is market segmentation? A market is the total group of potential customers for a product. And it can include things like retailers or businesses, or government or media, or individual consumers. So market segmentation involves breaking down this total market into smaller groups based on something that the consumers have in common. So whether it's demographic factors like age or gender, or it's how they use a product. So if they're participating in sport versus consuming sports as a fan, or the benefits that they derive from a product. There's a number of ways we can break down this market. Those are some, and we're going to get into those in this module. Once a segment is selected, the organization or the business or the team can then sort of customize its product and its message and its marketing strategies to meet the specific needs and wants of that segment. So I think it's also important to consider why we need to segment a market. And I think it really just comes down to the fact that not all sports consumers are the same. Different people are motivated to consume sports for different reasons. So think of the types of consumers that are attracted, for example, to NASCAR versus synchronized swimming versus NFL football versus the Olympics. So these different groups and these different sports products, teams, or the products that go with them, really are trying to speak to a different part of the sport consumer market. So marketers need to understand what their current and their future potential customers look like, and segmenting allows us to use limited marketing resources which is often the case in sports organizations, more effectively to say the right message to the right market. In this module, we're also going to step back a little bit from the case study, which we've been using as the assessment for the last 2 modules, because in the survey that I gave out, some of you suggested that you are interested in more diversified ways to earn points in the class. So I'm going to acknowledge that this module and module number 3, and so I think you'll find that the assessment for this module is a little different than the case study, and it'll allow you to really showcase your understanding of the material in a different way. So module number 3 materials will be due in 2 weeks, and I look forward to reading your responses then. As always, if you have any questions, post them to the Q&A board, shoot me an email, or call me in the office.